why I am no longer a certified facilitator with access consciousness. Welcome to Tools to Create a Better Life with myself, Glenyce Hughes. Thank you so much for being here. I am so incredibly grateful for you. Now, if you're watching the video, you will see a giant turtle behind me. If you're listening, it's actually a cement turtle. So my hometown is actually Turtleford, Saskatchewan, Canada. And I am in my hometown right now, and that is Ernie the turtle. He is something that they chose years and years ago. I believe I was in high school when they chose. And so there's a very busy highway out in front of me if you can hear all that noise. And in fact, there's a building over here, I might do a little show you it in a moment here, that is where I worked one summer. Yes, I worked at this busy tourist attraction. In fact, I'll tell you what I did for that summer when I worked here. I would actually, now this is really dating myself, but I would bring my parents' huge camcorder, because back then you could actually, well, I think still, but if you watch through the eyepiece, you could play the video back. So I would actually bring videos, like, movies on video, and watch them through that little screen because there was nothing to do. I think I had maybe 2 people stop that summer. I'm probably exaggerating, but really, not a lot of people have questions about Ernie the turtle. So, anyway, I know, you're waiting for the story, you're waiting for the good trauma of why I am no longer a certified facilitator with access consciousness. Now, there's lots of energies, I'm going to say, behind my choice. And for many of you, you're probably already aware of one of them. And it's the one that really opened it up for me to really start looking at what was true for me, what really worked for me. And so a year ago, this is September 2023, was when I took my last facilitator course. And I did not know at the time it would be my last one. And Gary Douglas chose something towards one of the facilitators or previous facilitators in that class that really, really opened my eyes to what actually works for me. And so I'm so grateful because I really got to look at that for myself. I really got to see, does that actually work for me? Now, I'm actually not going to go into it. I'm not going to give you the trauma behind it. I'm sure you probably all know about it anyway. And if you don't know, then you probably don't need to know. And if you're questioning it, if you're wondering what the heck, you could go search 𝘮𝘮𝘯𝘮𝘰𝘯𝘦𝘥 and see, she's got a whole bunch of information about what occurred. She's done a whole podcast and all sorts of things about it. That's all I'm going to say about it. So that was number one. That really got me to look at it and really looking at what actually works for me in creating with, in a sense, creating with a company. So for the last 11 years, I've been a certified facilitator with access consciousness, which means I'm part of that company. So in order to be proud to be part of a company, what does that look like for me? So again, doesn't mean it's right or wrong. It doesn't mean I'm going to go into judgment, but I really had to get clear of what actually works for me. In my journey with that, I came across a Instagram page called, I think it's Why Don't You Say Something? And we'll put links to these in the show notes too. And that has blown my mind. And so this isn't just about access consciousness. This is about the coaching industry as a whole and all the shit that has went on, all the shit I have chose to be part of, all the shit that I've chose, like all of it. And it has so opened my eyes to so many things. I am so incredibly grateful, like truly so grateful. There's so much in there. And then, and I spoke about this on a show recently, I came across a podcast called, I believe, Love and Light Confessionals or Confessions of Love and Light or something like that. Again, it'll be in the show notes. And there's one in particular, I love all of her podcasts, but one in particular called something like The Fall of the Coaching Industry. And guys, if you have not seen or listened to that, I highly recommend it. If you're ready to have your eyes opened. If you're not, don't do it. You can just hit stop now and go do something else. So much noise here. I hope it's not picking up as much as I hear it. So really looking at that for myself. What am I proud to be a part of? What can I stand behind 110%? What am I not excusing? What am I not making reasons and justifications for? And that really opened me up to going, okay, you know what? I'm not this anymore for me. I, again, am not making any of it wrong. I will continue to use the tools to the degree that I use the tools. So there's a lot of people that I do sessions with that like the tools. I will use those in those. Is there more coming? Absolutely, there's more awesomeness coming. I'm not quite ready to do the big reveal yet, but it is coming. And so, really this whole year has been about opening my eyes, getting honest with me about what actually works for me. What am I proud to be a part of? What would I like my name associated with? And again, I'm not saying that because access consciousness is horrible or wrong or anything like that. It just, when I look at that, it's not that for me anymore. It was for 11 years. So if you're still part of it and you love it, please love it. Please enjoy it. Please celebrate it. This is in no way making anybody think they need to, go against access. That's not this. There's been a lot of that where it's so wrong, or so right. What if it's just a choice? Like everything else on the planet, what if it is just a choice? And each one of us can make that choice. So you can look at, maybe there's parts and pieces that work for you. Maybe there's none of it that works for you. Maybe there's some of it that works for you. Maybe all of it works for you. None of that is right or wrong. It's just knowing what I often say is once your eyes are wide open, you can't change that. Once you've seen what you've seen, you can't change that. So I'm grateful for that. I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful I was part of that class last September. And the interesting is, I wasn't supposed to be, in the sense of it wasn't my year. It's just that I was pretty sure come February that we wouldn't get to Australia, so I chose that one instead. Interesting, hey? Interesting. And I always say, I know I have my own back. I know the universe, which includes me, has my own back. So none of that was a coincidence. None of that was, that's just the way it occurred. It's like, no, I had to be part of something, to see something, to start questioning everything about it and go, wow, this just doesn't actually work for me anymore. So what would I like? What does light me up? And as many of you know, probably all of you know, we have, sold everything. We are attempting to travel the world house and pet sitting. We haven't got very far. If you listened to last week's show, I had a family member get sick. And so I spent almost a couple of weeks in Saskatoon, 12 hours a day at the hospital. And then now I'm here with them. And we'll head out shortly. In the meantime, hubby broke his glasses, so now we have to wait until he gets his new glasses before we can hit the road. So one day we're going to get where we'd like to go, but not quite yet. And again, I'm so grateful for all of it. All of it has allowed me to have so much space and so much time with the things I love, the people I love, and hanging out with Ernie the turtle. And tonight I'm actually going to go out to the field with one of my sisters. Her family is a huge farming family in this area. And of course it's combining time, it's harvest time, which means meals are in the field, which I grew up with. My dad was a farmer, so I grew up in the fall taking meals out to the field. I don't think I appreciated it at the time, but I sure appreciate it now. So I get to do that. And there's just so much to be grateful for, and so much that I can look at. Even the past 11 years, I'm not walking away mad or upset or hurt or anything. I'm grateful for that time. I'm grateful for what the tools have gifted me in that sense. I'm also grateful for the awareness of starting to really educate myself with the tools. So many of them, as Gary has said very publicly, are not actually his creation. They are things he picked up along the way from other places, other modalities, other pieces. So that's really cool too, because then there's so many more that's available to me now that I'm not a CF. Now that doesn't change. Again, personal sessions, I will continue to use the tools if the person prefers. And then also there are some things that I can do as not a CF with the tools that I may or may not choose. Who knows? I'm not really, right now it's just I'm just enjoying my fall time here in Turtleford, Saskatchewan, Canada, and looking forward to getting on the road and getting out into all these beautiful, fun pet sits. We will not be getting to Eastern U.S. As planned, Eastern U.S. as planned. I do need to be in Chicago for a mastermind that I'm a part of for the kind of the middle-ish of October. So we'll probably just head kind of straight to Chicago, and then from Chicago hoping to head to Nashville and down to Atlanta and then into the US for a couple months before we come back this way for Christmas and January and such. So there we go. There's the inside scoop, guys. I'm sorry that it's not a lot more dramatic or a lot more of an intrigue or any of that. It's just me looking at what works for me and getting really clear on where I would like, what I would like to be part of, where I would like my name to be associated with, and what that looks like. And so soon I will do the big reveal of what's coming next, but just wanted to update you. Once I sent out the email, I got so many people, so much support. So really thank you guys for your support. So many people saying, hey, you know what, I took your classes because of you. And I get that. I've never thought, oh my gosh, if I'm not a CF with access consciousness, I'm nothing. I never ever thought that. I know it's me, and I know that what I bring to the table is such a huge gift, and I'm so grateful to know that. So I wonder what magic is possible now, my sweet friends, and I look forward to co-creating so much more beyond what I've never imagined possible. Have a great week, sweet friends. I look forward to chatting again next week.